So, it's another week of no shop videos. I know. I have realized, and I haven't gone back and through and looked at these Sunday morning coffees, but, well, you guys have been following. You know it's been a long fucking haul, and these are kind of updates and therapy for me. This is reminders of why I started not just doing the videos, but my shop and everything that I've gone through to get where I'm at. That allows me to be less daunted about how far I need to go to get to where I need to be, get to where I want to be. Because it's a long uphill trek. So, YouTube get together down in KC last weekend. That was a great time. I got to meet a bunch of guys, Uncle Scotty, Greg, Darren, Tim. I need to go on and find Tim's man blog and I need to subscribe on that one. There's a few others I gotta get in there and click subscribe on. I am hitting the record button in the shop, just not as often as I'd like. It's been hectic lately. We have like we got every car from the lot in the shop, so there's like 13, 14 cars in the shop right now. And we'll pull out and park a bunch of the cars in the mornings and work. That was the one thing with, we had county issues for a minute. My property owner over there rezoned the building, submitted a new site plan. I mean, he went above and beyond, and I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier where I'm at, who I'm dealing with. We're gonna have 3 cars in the parking lot in queue. So the cars we'll work on, we'll shove them out during the day, and we'll bring them back in at night if they're not something that can be compromised by shoving it outside. It sounds like I got all the parts to start the Fury build finally. I'm pleased there. Another thing I noticed, I've been noticing it over the last at least several months, is that I have gotten more and more groggy, cloudy, can't concentrate, all these things. And it started troubling me to the point of I had to consider, did I, through ignorance, naivete, stupidity, expose myself to too many shop chemicals or something along that line? I was really starting to get worried. I was really starting to look into that process, which is good, because over the last few months, as I've felt this coming on, I've gotten very stringent on everybody wearing their safety gear. I've been reinforcing that and making sure everybody's got their safety gear on properly. So that's a good thing that came out of it. Turns out, would have been Wednesday, I pulled a muscle in between my shoulder blades again. I did this on that Chevelle when we were over in Johnston, and I tweaked it a little bit not this last week, but the week prior, on one of our cars we were going to flip. Found out we got a lemon, and that's what you get at the auction. Anyhow, I hurt myself. And my girl, Crystal, decided to push and pressure and press and get me to her chiropractor. I'm not going to tell you I believe their shtick, how you can cure the common cold and everything else, but I am going to say I haven't felt as well as I do in 20 years, since I started framing houses 20 years ago. That says a lot. That says a lot to me. Actually, I have energy. I have focus. I find I'm not in pain constantly, which is something I don't remember a day that I haven't been in some kind of pain. So we're on the big regime program to get straightened out, and then maintenance. it's actually several months of appointments set up. It's not cheap, but if this maintains, if all of this maintains, and I feel in the fashion I do, more long term, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either, because I can make up my losses on the shop floor now. And it's really wild. My back's still sore where I pulled muscles, but there's nothing pinched. There's no reduction in mobility. I didn't realize how much reduction in mobility I had. And I'm not damaged. My back looks good. The x-rays look good. I don't have bad calciumation. I don't have bulging discs. It's just things were out of place. So I'm not damaged. I was just out of line. So that's something. That's a really big deal. That's why it's kind of taking up a big chunk of this Sunday morning coffee, discussing it. Your personal health and well-being. If you feel good, if you feel well, your mind will work well, your brain will function, all these things. If you're distracted by nagging pains, it definitely distracts a guy. So that's where we're at now. We got some fresh meat in the shop. We had one guy start Friday. Another guy will start Monday. Over under. It'll probably be down to Isaiah, Joe, and I by the first of the month. I might find a guy in there. I don't know. The guy that started Friday, he got out of a lockup for an assault charge. It's simple. I'm down with second chances for people in rebuilding life. That's what this shop has been for me, is rebuilding my life. So I'm down for second chances. I'm cool with that, as long as you're not a tweaker, a thief, or a pedo. Those three can take a hike. Don't need them. Don't want them. Nope. So that's that. This week dragged by. It literally dragged by. But we've got the fenders for the 31 Ford in high build and blocking. They're fiberglass fenders for this 31. And the guy that stripped them, soda blast stripped them and cut through the gel coat. He didn't stop at the gel coat. Cut through the gel coat. Ruined them, basically. We've used a couple different products. The product I'm familiar with is the MIPA sealers that we use. And then the owner brought in a Sherwin product. I didn't like it at first, but it did its job well. Paint rep came by, looked at the mess of these fenders that we were dealing with, and he gave me some tips and clues to gun distance and things like that to try to help. They look like fish eyes all over the place, but they're holes. And all I've done is accentuate them worse by loading up product. So they'll have to get sealed one more time after we're done with polyester glazing and blocking. No big. The 31, it's in the booth right now. We'll roll it out and clean the booth out. But we cleaned up the whole shop. I was going to shoot video yesterday in the shop. I was going to shoot Sunday morning from the shop on Saturday because it looks good. We got everything rolled outside that we could get rolled outside. I got the VW put up on another cart. The cart that I destroyed with the 79 Firebird, we cut the wheels off, put new wheels on it, which helps considerably. They're a heavier duty set of wheels, so we can roll the V-dub around. It's stable. It's basically like it's on jack stands, but it's on wheels also. So there you go. I finished welding that up. I got a good jump on it late this week, where I felt like I could do something. I'll get footage. We'll start cutting into the roof. Gosh, I got to sit down and actually organize. We got so much going on, and we got some hard deadlines we got to get stuff out by. We got some soft deadlines that we're aiming for, and I'm going to create a few more soft and hard deadlines. And by that I mean we want it done by X date if everything else goes smoothly around it, or it has to be done on this date. Period. No ifs, ands. If there's extra hours, if there's more workload, fine, just get it done. Flip cars, they're done and listed. We'll see how they do. Got a little Grand Prix. It's a nice little car. Through some weird codes, so we've been test driving it and going through all the motions, trying to make sure that these codes were a fluke or operator error, let's say. And we haven't been able to recreate some of the codes that came up that we cleared. So that's a good sign. Looks like everything's running smooth there. The Taurus we got, it's just a sweet little ride. We replaced a inner tie rod that was bent, an injector, or not an injector, coil pack. There we go. Coil pack, front bumper cover. Cleaned this thing up. Painted the rear bumper cover also because it was scratched up. And it's a sharp looking little car, leather interior and all that. So we'll see how this first bout of flips go. My next big fear is I'm a little concerned that Joe may be becoming too comfortable. So he and I have to sit down and have that chat, because you have to maintain some manner of arm's distance from the guys just for productivity, production, and morale. You can't really play favorites. It's like being a parent. You can't play favorites. They all got to be your favorite. And you got to chew their asses equally. I don't really have any worries. I have a funny feeling Joe's poising himself for a higher position. We'll see how that goes. That said, that's the week in a nutshell. I do want to get back to, Greg and his wife were amazing, gracious hosts. We had a hell of a good time. This sounds like next year we're going down to Florida, and I want to make hell to go down to Florida. My girl's got family in Florida as well, so it might be one of those that I get dumped off and she runs off to see her sister, which is cool. I dig it. Before she and I had gotten together, she was going to move down there with her sister. So, but now we have little Eola and a nice little house that I don't maintain as well as I need to because of the shop. We're getting there. Balance in life. I'm working on that. Life's good. It's really weird not being in constant pain, not having to sit a certain way or move a certain way. It's good stuff. Talking to Darren. Darren, that project we were talking about, and I drew a complete blank. I was a zombie when I went down to KC due to obvious issues. I think you can relate. I don't have anything as catastrophic as fused vertebra, but I was hurting. It's a 51 panel truck. That's what we're working on. That's what you were asking me about, the car that needs paint. It's a 51 panel truck. And we actually intend to enter it and debut it 2017. Good guys. And that's a truck that I'm going to try to squirrel sponsors for. That way I can get nice little placards framed and hang them with, set them up with the truck in the display of everybody all the vendors that have lent a hand, because it's going to be an expensive build. The owner's a friend at this point. He's become a friend. He started off as just another customer. It's going to be a long haul build. It's going to get a real crazy paint job. I mean, it's basic, but the products are what we're looking at. Finding something at least similar is RM has a Arctic ice effect is what it's called. It's like a real bright, crisp, white, pearl, metallic, and it's crazy. So that's a project that I've slacked off on. We've got it sitting there ready to go. We need to get pulled off the frame. I need to get Parkersburg, get the new frame, so we can start building a chassis. That's that. Now that I've got a clarity of thought process I've been had in a long time. I don't feel myself digressing or jumping around or forgetting. It's only been a few days since I've gotten straightened up to the point I am now, but hey, it's a start. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about next year. I've been to Florida when I was just a wee little lad, 3 years old maybe. So that'd be cool. So keep you guys ear to the ground about that. I'm sure Darren will start setting that up next spring or early summer, whatever. And another one, getting to talk to the guys down there in KC and that truck build y'all did. If the Garage Gang wants to do a build or a chop or something of that nature, if you guys want to operate on another vehicle like that, I mentioned it briefly to Greg because I was really excited. I got to meet everybody. I got to, we talked about the 54 build last year, and even the guys that it damn near killed were still very excited about that build. And I'm not stepping out of bounds or jumping anything, but thought in the back of the head, if the YouTube Garage Gang wants to get together for a build, year after next, whenever, I've got a shop ready-made, set up, ready to go. If we wanted to take a couple 3 days and hammer something out, I can make my shop available, and I'm willing to guess at least 2 of my boys would be happy to come in and lend a hand, or at very least I can pick up extra hours. That'd be fun. Greg or whomever could run a live feed. Not my shtick. All I'm saying is I can facilitate. If you guys want a setup, ready to go shop to work in and do a project one of these years, I'm going to throw my hat out there and say I can facilitate that. I want to organize it. Not my shtick, and I'm not good at it. I get caught up in everyday life so much anyhow. There's a few viewers here in the local area I'm sure could make an appearance and have fun with us. But I just want to throw that into the basket. Let everybody think about it, chew on it. Not next year, maybe the year after, or if everybody wanted to get together and hammer something out on a weekend in between, let me know. Let somebody know. I can make space available. It's it's a state-of-the-art shop for 1957. How's that? A man of very simple means, but it's there. Everything's there. We're set up to do that. So we're not looking for stuff. We're not having to run out and get stuff that we don't have. It's just there. I'm going to peel up out of here. I've rambled in your ear long enough. Basically synopsis is YouTube Garage Gang. You guys are fucking amazing. Everybody in the Garage Gang is tops, and I feel privileged for being a part of that. I feel I haven't brought enough good content to the table lately to even be an appreciable factor. I'll fix that. The next one is, let me see, feeling wellness. That's I'm putting more stock in that now that I'm damn near 40, I guess. As you get older, you realize how much of your well-being has slipped away over the years. Balance, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I'm going to leave you with a passing thought. Because I've been looking at these little trucks. The Ford Explorer pickup truck, the older ones that have that swooped back to them. I need to look into those. See if they're made out of high-strength boron or what they're made out of. Because I'm looking at those and thinking you could pull a cab. If you had a 4-door cab, pull the cab off, blank out the back doors, make them just slab sides, just get rid of all that. You could build a hot rod just out of the passenger compartment. Get rid of the box. Because it has very similar lines to your 30s Ford hoops and tutors. I don't know. Just a thought. I saw one yesterday, and I've seen some of these trucks because the backs of the cabs are now swooping on some of these trucks. Chop it, drop it, channel it, do all that crazy shit. That could be fun. We'll see. That takes money. That takes time. I don't have either right now. We're going to get back on the grind. I'm going to get this video up, and I'll be working on, one, replacing the laptop so it's mobile with me, and then I need to get a couple of, we've got towers hanging out that are adequate for use, shop purposes and home purposes, that I just need to get set up so I can start running videos, running more videos. Talking to Tim, he uses a couple different, he's used Movie Maker, and oh shit, Tim, if you're out there watching, remind me, refresh me on what you're using for video editing. I think I'm looking at new video editing software. That's like tertiary on the list of things to deal with, but I'd like to up the production value when I do start making videos again, since I fell off the map. I'm out. You guys have a great one. Just be cool to each other. It's a much smaller world than you realize.